Hey everyone, Rob here from Gunfather Milsim. Today I'm going to talk to you about some new sling designs I'm coming out with, and more importantly, a new sling company I'm starting. So I originally started selling slings on this channel about 9 months ago, and it was just a way to kind of help support the channel, bring in a little bit of income to help support the videos and everything. And it did well. It did quite well, and I've made some different modifications to the slings over the last 9 months. But for the most part, the core of the design has remained the same. And it kind of got to the point where it was time for the sling operation to leave the mothership that is the YouTube channel and kind of start its own thing, mostly for tax purposes and legal purposes. So I created an LLC, which is a whole different ball of wax, and I learned a lot. But the LLC I created was Daisho Tactical. I'm still working out all the specifics of branding for that, but you're going to be seeing it in the very near future. Does that mean anything for the slings? No. Slings are all the same. It's still me, still building them in my basement at the workbench, drinking whiskey and listening to 80s rock. That has not changed. Okay, it's just a different name and a little bit different branding. So before I show you the two new sling designs, I want to show you kind of where we've come from. So up until now, I had 3 sling designs, Mark 1, Mark 2, and Mark 3. They're all 1-point slings. And to be brutally honest, 98% of them I sell right now are Mark 3s, which is what I'm wearing here. Nobody really orders the Mark 1 and 2. Those are simpler, more affordable versions of this sling that I'm wearing here. So realistically, although I could still make a Mark 1 or 2 and you can still order it, no one does. So let's talk about the Mark 3. It's a 1-point bungee sling that can convert to 2-point if you need it to. It's got this section of bungee here that's designed to be worn across the chest, so you have a little bit of flexibility in it so it doesn't pull on your neck so much. So if I need that little extra inch of room from my sling, I can pull out and get it if I'm transitioning, switching sides or whatever. Comes up in CQB. It's handy to have the ability to get an extra inch when you need it and then immediately to go back away. Now this sling is designed to be attached here behind the pistol grip. That's how it's designed. It's going to come up later. And the main attachment point I use is this trigger snap. I also make them QD, okay, for people who like that, but it's supposed to be back here. If I want to go from a 1-point to a 2-point, I can do that. I just unclip my HK hook here, click it in there. Now I have a 2-point sling. If I want to mount this to my back, I go here, grab the slider here, and pull down. Now it's tight on my back. I can use my hands. I can do what I got to do. Or I can bring it around and keep it tight to my chest so I can still work. If I want to loosen up and bring it into action, pull it loose again. Or go back to 1-point mode, like so, and I'm back where I started. So that's the Mark III. It's the main sling design I sell, and it's what I use every day professionally as a SWAT officer on real operations. Now, some of my customers wanted something different. They wanted something that they could use while they're wearing armor that attached permanently to their armor. And they brought me that question, can you make something like that? And I said, sure thing, let me take a look at it. And after a couple months and a bunch of testing and evaluating, I came up with the Mark IV. Let me go grab it. So this is my Mark IV sling design. As you can see, it's permanently attached to your plate carrier. It attaches on the back via Powell's webbing with these clips here. Okay, those clip in, one on each side, feed through those shoulders. I have some HK hooks here, clip on to a 1/4-inch piece of bungee cord. This one has a trigger snap, but once again, I also have a QD version. The way this one works, let me throw it on real quick. So the Mark IV sling design is made to be used on smaller weapons, CQB guns, submachine guns, breaching shotguns. Here I'm going to use it on a 12-inch AR-15. Use a trigger snap for the attachment point. I also make it QD, designed to be attached just behind the pistol grip. And there you go. You can adjust the length of it by adjusting the length of the tubular nylon webbing that goes to the shoulders. I prefer to wear it kind of high. Because the design is inherently ambidextrous, it's really handy for CQB. If you want to switch shoulders, if you want to switch sides, very handy for that. When you're not using it, all you do is just attach it and you'll just clip it into something on your rig to keep it out of the way. If you want to use it for like a short shotgun, a breaching shotgun, or whatever, you can add a latch down here somewhere in your armor and it'll stow it out of the way. You can Velcro it tight and it'll stay out of the way until you need it. I make the Mark IV sling in the same variety of colors that I make all the slings. It retails for $60. Why $60? Because these clips cost about $8 a piece. So cost was a little higher, and that's why they cost a little more. Which brings me to my second new sling design, the Mark V, or the sniper sling as I call it. Now, this one was born out of me observing lots of people using the Mark III incorrectly. They would take the Mark III sling, which is supposed to be mounted back here behind the pistol grip, and they would mount it back here on the stock, because that's how they like to mount their slings, which is fine. But the problem is, when you mount it that way, the bungee would end up being over your shoulder, which was very uncomfortable. So I'm like, well, you're not wearing, I'm glad you're wearing my sling, but you're wearing it incorrectly, and that really can't be comfortable. So I designed this Mark V sling to address that problem. Thus, the bungee section, which you're going to find on all my slings, instead of being on one end, is actually in the center. It ends up somewhere on your back, but not over your shoulder, so it's still quite comfortable. This one's designed to be used as a 2-point sling, and I still have the slider on it, okay? But the slider actually runs the opposite of how it runs on the Mark III. And I'll show you here. Here it's as tight as it gets. This is a DMR rifle I have. You can loosen it up quite easily. And here's your sling, okay? Everything works fine. I can do whatever I gotta do. If I wanna tighten it up, I just grab the slider here, pull out, let go, and it's tight to my chest. So that's my Mark V sling. The price on these varies quite a bit depending on what attachments you get. So if you just get the sling with no attachments at all, it's only $40. If you get QDs, which a lot of people prefer, these are not cheap, and I refuse to use cheap QDs on my sling. I only use Magpul QDs for these, and those are $15 a piece. I don't make any money off them. So, you know, do the math. 2 Magpul QDs, it's going to be a $70 sling. If you get trigger snaps or whatever in between, it's going to vary between those 2 points. So after all that talk about new sling designs, where can I find these damn things? Go to unsavorytees.com. That's where you can buy all the merchandise for my YouTube channel, including patches, t-shirts, stickers, etc. Go to unsavorytees.com, go under Unsavory Army, click on Gunfather Milsim. That'll get you right to the store. You should be able to see all these slings in the variety of colors I sell them available now. Thanks for watching.